And then just getting back to some calligraphy, this is the beginning, what we learn as far as directional strokes. And we get as far, so far I'm up to these. So these are my next assignments to do, and I don't remember what that says, but these are all out of a 1,000-word poem. And the instructor, that could be. The instructor gives you the artwork from one of her masters, and then we have to work with, we have to do it as best we can to get it to be like the master. And if I save some of these, and we fold the page so that we can find where the middle is, because everything is based on the center. So this was my attempt, and then she came back into it with her instructional pen or brush and shows you where you need improvement. So I like to save those now because they really show me where my strokes can be improved. And if you get a double circle, that's a good thing.
Oh, yeah. Small enough. And then you can still recycle it when it's cutting.
So what I thought I'd do today in the way of mounting, this one actually I saved this piece of paper. It was a practice sheet of, it's just newsprint, and I did it in a workshop back in 2002. I went back east and studied with a woman in Massachusetts. It was so much fun, and so I decided to keep it as my folder, so that when I take this artwork off of the glass, it's mounted on something. I don't think I mounted it on the traditional masa paper, which is strong. But anyway, we want to keep it flat, so I decided to bring this along to keep it flat. Because if you get a dent in your piece after it's been mounted, it lessens the value. So you don't want to do that. These are also, and I like series. I like staying in a series sometimes. So I did some other beech trees. So I'm going to mount those today, and they're small enough that they can mount on here, and I cut them off.
Golden Garden.
It is, by the bathhouse. How to draw irises. Very fun and very calligraphic. Enough for a lifetime.
Yeah, I guess so. Ours it
just takes a little bit.
Can also be used to, you coat the paper before you paper marble. Because you use like a sponge, you wipe the paper with it, and it like makes the dye attached to the paper better somehow.
Wow.
You know, makes your pattern like crisper. Yeah, so use it for that too.
Wow, that's good. I have a couple of containers of alum at home that...
Is there a recipe?
So this
like
is
the
the gum beef paper that's been soaked in the alum.
To 1 tablespoon,
1 cup of
1 cup of water,
Yep. In China.
and 1 tablespoon of cornstarch.
So fine. What does it do?
And you cook it like you're making lemon meringue.
Okay.
Pie filling.
Which is why the paper
But don't
marble.
get to the boiling point.
Excuse me.
You want to stop before it boils because it'll decompose and then it won't be usable. And it sort of turns a little bit of a gray. This is older, so I know it works.
She's using it.
I've kept it.
Cornstarch and water to make a paste to flatten, to
And
stretch
it's actually,
out the rice paper again.
it's pretty liquidy. So you stand over there, over your stove, you put the water in the saucepan, and I have one of those, it's a whisk that's the old kind that's kind of coiled-like, and you go like this with it. That's the kind my mother had, so, and I use that, and you don't get lumps with cornstarch, which is really nice. And so, you can make gravy. But you want to bring this nearly to the boiling point, not to boiling. When it starts making...
Clear then.
No, it doesn't, and it turns sort of a grayish. It's not quite so white as it was. And I usually put it into a container if I don't use it all the first time, and I keep it in my refrigerator. And it separates, so I have to shake it up, and I let it rest at room temperature before I start mounting my paintings. We're going to do that next.
Want a stool?
But what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to move these out of the way.